Hi, my name is Young Kim, and today I'd like to briefly explain how AP US History summer classes are conducted here at Able Hagwon. As you can see, we'll focus only on first semester content from period 1 to period 5, and students will learn basic knowledge and writing skills necessary for school tests and the AP exam. As you know, history is pretty intense, has lots of information that students need to learn. I think US history is a lot harder than AP World History because there are a lot of specific events that students need to know for the test. And oftentimes at school, teachers typically require students to learn information by reading a book and taking notes on their own. So what happens is students have an overload of information, and they can't tell the difference between what's important and what's not, and what's on the test at school and what's not for school and AP exam tests. So what I try to do is, over the summer, I provide students with two types of notes. During the school year, I provide more resources, but during the summer, I provide two types of notes. One is providing basic information that they need to learn, and then another type will be used for helping them memorize the information. And when we look at the first type of notes, this is just basic notes. What I try to do is, I don't just give students a massive information. What happens here is everything is organized, intended for the AP exam and test taking purposes. So information is limited. They will be only given information that's required on multiple choice, and it's organized so that it helps them answer essay questions. So rather than writing information in a chronological manner, information is organized analytically, right, geared towards answering test questions. So this will help students learn information in an analytical way, almost naturally. And this is done for every single unit. And they'll also receive something called drills. So drills are basically, as you can see, this is, it looks a lot like vocabulary words. So basically they'll be given this list of questions and answers, and most of this information is something that's absolutely necessary, usually for understanding the time frame and used for multiple choice and for writing purposes. So students will be tested on this in class because it's organized like vocabulary words. It's easier to memorize. It's basically the same information they get through the notes. And when students memorize this, during the summer, it'll help them relearn the information when they go to school. So these are the two types of notes they get during the summer, and we focus a lot on writing. So we go over short answer questions for every unit that we cover. Usually what happens is, short answer question is part of the AP exam. It's part 1, for the first writing section. And for the actual AP, you only need to write about 1 to 3 sentences per short answer question. As long as you answer the question, you get your full credit. But oftentimes at school, teachers will require a little bit more of a formal, organized format. So during the summer, I teach students how to organize your answers. Answer the question, explain with your details, and then provide certain type of significance and make sure it ties back to the question. And I will cover basic questions that they need to know, that they will need to know for school, and I give them a list of potential answers, and they'll be required to write some for a class. And this is how I will require students to answer the question. So they'll be asked to give me a topic, expand, and provide consequences, right? And so even though this is a group class at Hagwon, students will be given individual attention and be given comments on their writing. So this is how short answer questions are done here over the summer. And we also go over how to write a document-based question essay. Document-based question essays are more skills-based than it is knowledge-based, although it does require knowledge. The DBQ is graded based on a rubric that we go over in class. And when students write, I try to teach them how to analyze DBQs, although analyzing DBQs over the summer is not sufficient enough for them to do well at school. They need to do a lot more practice throughout the school year. But nevertheless, we do some analysis, and then I teach them how to write an essay. So this was done this summer. This was done a couple of weeks ago. It's about what was like something about the American Revolution. And when I teach students to write the DBQ, I also try to teach essay writing in an organized manner. If students aren't taught to write in an organized manner, they'll just spew out anything that comes to mind. And so it doesn't really help them become better writers. So I not only focus on them writing proper information and fulfilling the rubric, but I also try to help them become more organized in their writing skills. So it will also help their writing skills. And so here what you can see is I teach them, this is contextualization, and they code it this way, like they highlight it, and this is your thesis. So they understand what it's supposed to look like, and they can organize it for themselves. And for their body paragraphs, this is an analysis of each document. So each document will also be broken down into 3 parts. Topic, or this is basically the bolded part is the answer to the question. They provide details, and then of course analysis. So this is something that students are taught in class, and this should help them become better writers. So if you are considering taking summer classes, I highly suggest getting a preview. It teaches students basic information, but also they get to sort of test the water, see what kind of writing skills they have. If they're good at it, then they learn some basic stuff. If they're poor at it, right, then they learn that they need to improve in certain areas. So take advantage of these resources over the summer, and if possible, during the school year, also take advantage of GPA classes, because students will also receive resources about how to do multiple choice, and also they receive a lot of essay outlines and things like this. So have a safe summer, and hopefully I'll get to see you during summer classes and maybe during the school year. Stay safe.